Hey, surprise. It's race day again. Back at it. I ain't tell y'all, did I? But look, we in Gallatin, Tennessee. Gonna knock this 10K out. It's game day, man. It's focus. Locked in. Gentry Run. What's going on, guys? It's Tom on Gentry here with Gentry Run. Hope you guys doing well and feeling blessed. I'm back with a long video today, and today is the official Summer Sizzler race recap that went down 2 Sundays ago. By the time you see this video, it's gonna be 2 Sundays ago in Gallatin, Tennessee. So we not gonna waste no time. We're gonna get straight into it, talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. Let's get it. Now, going into this race, I planned on having 12 weeks of training. But as I was counting the weeks out leading up to the race, somehow I miscounted and I only ended up getting 10 weeks of training. Somehow. And I started to freak out a little bit because I'm the type of person to where I like structure. I like things to be planned a certain way to the T. And if things deviate in the slightest, I start to get in my head and just, oh man, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? But I say, you know what? Forget it. I got 10 weeks of good training in, and even before the 10 weeks of training, I still got a couple of speed sessions in before that. So, you know what? We're going to stick to it. We're going to get it done. The morning of the race, I woke up at 3 a.m., and it almost killed me. You know, like when you wake up in the morning, and when your alarm clock go off, and you hope it's a dream, like, please don't tell me I really have to get up right now. That's how I felt. I ain't woke up at 3 a.m., since marathon training. That's early. Woke up at 3 a.m., left the house at 5:15 a.m., and the race started at 7 a.m. So the race was about 45, 50 minutes from my house. So had a little stroll to get there. Pulling up to the race, it was beautiful. Pulled into the parking lot, and the packet pickup was literally like 50 feet away from my car. And I was talking to my wife, telling her about it, how it feels good to get back to the local races. Going to the big mainstream races is cool. You know, there's always a place for it. But when you got, 5,000 people walking around, 5,000 people racing, it can be a hassle trying to commute, get to where you need to get to. Once you find parking is 2 miles away from the race. You got the map looking at the directions. You got to go this way. You're asking people, hey, they moved it. This is over here. It can be a hassle going through, so many people with the big races. Yes, it's fun. It got the pros and the cons. It's definitely fun. You got people there cheering you on, people on the side of the roads while you racing these big races. But man, it can be a hassle sometimes. So I told my wife, it feels good to get back to doing smaller races, pull right into the parking lot, packet pickup right there. And I got plenty of time to warm up. I got there at 6:15, was in the packet pickup line for like 2 minutes. Now I got 40 minutes to warm up. And I got a full warm up in. I was ready this time. And I was actually on time. When I get to them big races, I say, you know what? I'm going to show up on time. I leave out extra early, and guess what? I'm still late. I'm trying to warm up in the darn corral. I can't do nothing. So it felt good to show up to a smaller setting for once. Now, this particular race, the Summer Sizzler, they give you the option if you want to run the 5K, the 10K, or the 15K. Me, I chose the 10K. I feel like the 10K is just that red-headed stepchild type of distance that kind of gets neglected. So I wanted to go for it and give it an honest effort because not only have I been neglecting it myself, but I know I got a half marathon coming up later on at the end of the year. So it's good to get those 10K training runs in. So boom, let's get to it. Let's get to the race. I told my wife straight up, there is no plan in this race. I'm for real this time. There is no, I'm going to hang back a little bit. I'm going to test it. It's just a little light tune-up run so I can test marathon pace. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get a little feel for the, fam. None of that. I told her this time, it's for real. I'm going for it this time. We all in, the cards on the table. We out here. I'm going for it. So when it was time to line up, they got on the mic and said, all right, everybody line up to the start line. I'm lining up first in front of everybody. I'm not playing no games this time. I got a full warm up in. Let's hit it. I need to see something, you know what I'm saying? So we line up. They play the national anthem. They play the Eye of the Tiger to get you motivated or whatnot. They said go, we go. Let me see. As soon as we took off, it was like 2 people in front of me and 1 person like close behind me. So I was kind of getting the feel for my legs, probably like the first quarter of a mile. And then 1 person dropped off in front of me. And after that quarter mile, it was time to go. I didn't care about nothing. I didn't care about no game plan. I didn't care about don't take off too fast because, you might burn out in the end. You know what I'm saying? You want to start off a little conservative and then I ain't care about no game plan. I ain't care about burning out. I ain't care about none of that. It was Operation Go time. And I'll tell you this, when it comes to training, I train by myself 95% of the time. So I'm used to running and not hearing anybody beside me except my own footsteps. So when I get in races and I hear other footsteps around me, it gets a little weird because I'm just not used to it. When the race started, all I heard was the footsteps. But the more I kept gunning, I said, I don't care, man, I'm gone. The more those footsteps faded away and I didn't hear nothing anymore. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. This sounds more familiar to what I'm used to. So I was gunning, got to the aid station. They like, here go your water. I don't want no water. The aid stations was the roundabout where you turn around at and keep going. I didn't want no water. I didn't want none of that. We are gunning. So I ended up finishing the race in 40 minutes, 53 seconds. It was at least probably somewhere around a 3-minute, 2.5-minute PR, somewhere along those lines. But guess what? It didn't update on Strava. And they say if it don't happen on Strava, it don't count. So I'm pretty sick about that. Like literally when the race was over, once I passed the finish line, I kept running. My wife was like, where you going? The race is over. Everybody like, what is he doing? I said, y'all, if it don't happen on Strava, it don't count. So I literally kept running to make sure I had the distance on Strava, got the Strava, and it still didn't give me my PR. So I'm sick. But hey, the chip time was where it's at. And if the chip time say I got a PR, hey, we just gonna chalk it up to that. So hey, that's my second PR of the year. I did an Instagram post that I'm going for 4 PRs, and that one was number 2. Regardless, I don't care what Strava say, PR is PR. So yeah, it was an awesome race, and I was definitely proud of myself, especially for the fact to where I was projecting that I would run a 6-minute, 42-second mile pace, average mile pace for the race. That's what the projected tables were telling me that I was going to run. But I said, you know what? Since it's a little bit of elevation, small elevation, I'm going to be more realistic maybe. So instead of going for a 6:42, maybe I'll average around 6:45, you know what I'm saying, to be more realistic. But I ended up averaging a 6:36 average mile pace. Would I race the Summer Sizzler again? I definitely would. It was a nice course, friendly people, everything was good. They say, what's the good, the bad, and the ugly? I don't have any ugly when it comes to this race. It was everything I could have wanted it to be, honestly. So yeah, everything was good and everybody was nice and friendly. So yeah, I would definitely consider doing it next year maybe. Now some of you may ask, what do you have next? That race is over with. What you got coming up next? So next month, I'll probably end up doing another 10K. I've been eyeing a race, but every time I go on the website, it says, more information coming soon. So if it don't come soon enough and I don't get a chance to actually race this race, I'm probably gonna do a 10K just time trial by myself and find somewhere flat this time, a flat track, a flat trail. I got a place in mind to where I can just really go all out where it's flat land and see if I can beat that 6-minute 36 PR. Yeah, it's a PR. I don't care. A PR that I got last time. See if I can beat that. And then after September, The grand finale for the end of the year is I'm going to do a half marathon in November and go for another PR on that. So like I said, I'm going for 4 PRs. The marathon was the first PR. The Summer Sizzler, second PR. September, another 10K. Hopefully I can get a PR out of that. In November, going to be the half marathon. Go for a PR and a half marathon, and that will wrap up my year. Got another race coming up at the first quarter of next year, and still got to plan out when my marathon is going to be next year. Probably be in the fall of next year. I want to take a break from marathon training. But yeah, that was the Summer Sizzler, guys, man. I had fun. Hey, great time, proud of myself. First place, Gentry Run. Love you guys. Thanks for all the support. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow. Be blessed. I can't leave with the point 2. I had to keep going a little bit.
Good job, babe.
Gentry Run.
You passed me twice.
First place. But I tell you, when you check all boxes and scan everything, properly playing, you can do anything in life. Gentry Run, first place. I told you I ain't coming conservative. None of that. I was dedicated, for real this time. Can't stop. First place.
Good job, boo.